Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to our podcast. My name is James, and today we are going to talk about a very important topic: how to memorize new words smartly and easily. Learning new words can sometimes feel hard, but with the right methods, it can be fun and simple. We will share some great tips that will help you remember words faster and use them correctly.
Hello everyone, and I'm Sophia, yes, James. Many people struggle to learn new words, but the secret is to use smart techniques. One simple way is to connect new words with things you already know. For example, if you learn the word happy, think of a time when you felt happy. This helps your brain make strong connections, so you remember the word better.
That's a great point, Sophia. Another good trick is to use pictures. Our brain loves images. If you learn the word apple, imagine a big red apple in your mind. Even better, draw a small picture of it. When you see the picture, the word will come back to you easily.
Yes, and speaking the word out loud also helps. When you say the word, hear it, and see it, your brain remembers it in different ways. For example, if you learn the word sun, say, "The sun is bright," and imagine the shining sun in the sky. This makes the word stick in your memory.
Another smart technique is using the word in a sentence. If you only memorize a list of words, they may not stay in your mind. But if you put them in a sentence, they become more meaningful. Instead of just learning strong, say, "The man is very strong." This helps you understand how to use the word naturally.
That's so true, and don't forget about repetition. If you hear a word once, you might forget it. But if you use it again and again, it stays in your memory. Try to repeat new words a few times during the day. For example, if you learn bright, say, "The sun is bright," then later, "Her dress is bright," and so on.
Yes, repetition is powerful, and one more great way is to learn words in groups. If you learn happy, also learn joyful, cheerful, and excited. When you learn similar words together, they support each other in your memory. This way, you remember not just one word, but many words at the same time.
That's a very helpful method. Another fun way is to use music. Try to find songs with the new words you are learning. When you listen to music, the rhythm and melody help you remember words easily. If you hear the word in a song, it stays in your mind longer.
Yes, music is a fantastic tool for learning. Also, try using flashcards. Write the new word on one side and its meaning or a picture on the other side. Look at them for a few minutes every day. This quick review helps you remember words without too much effort.
Flashcards are really useful, and one more great way to remember words is to teach them to someone else. When you explain a word to a friend or even to yourself, you understand it better. If you learn the word kind, try explaining it like, "Kind means being nice to others." Teaching helps your brain organize the word clearly.
Yes, that's an excellent tip. And don't worry if you forget a word sometimes. It's normal. The important thing is to keep practicing and trying different ways until you find what works best for you.
Another simple way to remember words is to use them in your daily life. If you learn the word delicious, say it when you eat something tasty. If you learn cold, use it when the weather is chilly. When you connect words to real situations, they become part of your memory naturally. The more you use a word, the easier it is to remember.
That's a great idea. Also, try labeling things around you. Write the word mirror on a small note and stick it on your mirror. Do the same for door, table, or window. Seeing the word every day helps your brain remember it without effort. After a few days, you will know the words without even thinking.
Yes, and you can also learn words by watching TV shows or movies in English. When you hear a new word, pause and repeat it. Try to guess its meaning from the situation. For example, if a character says, "I'm exhausted," and they look very tired, you can understand that exhausted means very tired. This makes learning fun and natural.
That's true. Reading is also a great way to remember new words. Choose a simple book or an article and highlight words you don't know. Try to understand them from the sentence before checking the meaning. For example, if you read, "The sun disappeared behind the clouds," you can guess that disappeared means went away.
Another great trick is to create a story using new words. If you learn happy, park, and dog, make a sentence like, "A happy dog runs in the park." Your brain loves stories because they create strong connections between words. The more fun and silly the story, the easier it is to remember. This method makes learning feel like a game, not hard work.
That's a fun idea. Another way is to write a short diary in English. Even simple sentences like "Today is sunny" or "I ate a big sandwich" help you practice. When you write, you think about the words more deeply, and that helps them stay in your memory. Over time, your diary will grow, and you'll see how many new words you've learned.
Yes, and don't forget about speaking. Even if you're alone, try saying new words out loud. Talk to yourself in English. For example, if you see a cat, say, "That is a small cat." If you practice speaking every day, words will come to your mind faster. It also helps you feel more confident when using English with other people.
That's a great tip. Another useful method is to find a language partner. Talking with someone in English helps you remember words better because you use them in real conversations. If you don't have a partner, you can still practice by recording yourself speaking. Listening to your own voice can help you correct mistakes and improve your memory.
Another smart way to memorize new words is by using gestures. When you learn a word like jump, actually jump while saying it. If you learn big, open your arms wide. Your body and brain work together, and movement helps words stay in your memory longer. This technique is especially useful for action words, but you can also create gestures for other words to make learning more fun.
That's a great idea. Another helpful method is to associate new words with emotions. If you learn the word excited, think of a time when you felt excited, maybe before a birthday or a trip. If a word has a personal meaning for you, it becomes easier to remember. Connecting words to your own experiences makes learning natural and enjoyable.
Yes, and another simple way is to make word pairs. For example, if you learn hot, also learn cold. If you learn fast, learn slow. Opposites and similar words help each other stay in your memory. Instead of remembering one word, you remember two or more. This is a quick and effective way to grow your vocabulary without much effort.
That's a great tip. Another fun technique is to use rhymes. If a word sounds like another word you already know, connect them. For example, cat sounds like hat, so picture a cat wearing a hat. If you make fun connections like this, new words will stay in your memory longer. The sillier the connection, the easier it is to remember.
Another useful trick is to use word maps. Write a word in the center of a page, then draw lines to connect it to related words. For example, if you write food, you can add words like apple, bread, and rice. Seeing words in groups helps your brain organize them better. This method makes it easier to remember new words because they are linked to other words you already know.
That's a great idea. Another technique is to use new words in questions. Instead of just memorizing delicious, ask yourself, what food is delicious? Your brain will search for an answer, making the word stronger in your memory. If you practice asking and answering simple questions in English, you will not only remember words better, but also improve your speaking skills.
Yes, and don't forget the power of drawing. Even if you are not an artist, drawing small pictures for words can help you remember them. If you learn the word house, sketch a simple house next to it. When you see your drawing later, your brain will quickly connect it to the word. This is a fun way to make learning more visual and creative.
That's a fun technique. Another simple way is to change words into songs. If you are learning new words, try singing them in a simple melody. Music helps your brain remember patterns easily. Even making a funny rhythm while saying words can make them easier to memorize. Singing makes learning enjoyable and helps words stay in your memory longer.
Another great way to remember words is to use them in small conversations. Even if you are just talking to yourself, try using new words in simple sentences. For example, if you learn the word tired, say, "I feel tired after work." If you practice speaking like this every day, the words will become natural for you. The more you use them, the easier they are to remember.
That's a smart tip. Another method is to learn words with their sounds. Some words have similar sounds, like right and night. If you group words by sound, it becomes easier to recall them. Saying them out loud helps too. The rhythm and sound of words help your brain store them better. Listening to words in songs or rhymes also makes learning fun.
Yes, and another trick is to imagine situations where you would use the word. If you learn restaurant, think of yourself sitting in a restaurant, looking at the menu, and ordering food. Picture the scene in your mind. Your brain remembers better when words are connected to real-life situations. Visualization is a powerful way to make new words stick.
That's a great point. Another easy way is to change your phone or computer language to English. This way, you will see common words every day. For example, instead of settings, you will see settings in English. When you see words daily, you remember them naturally without much effort. It's a simple trick that helps a lot.
Another helpful technique is to listen and repeat. When you hear a new word, don't just listen, say it out loud. If you hear beautiful in a movie, pause and repeat it. Try copying the way native speakers say it. This helps you remember the word better and improves your pronunciation. The more you hear and say a word, the more natural it becomes in your mind.
That's a great tip. Another smart way is to use sticky notes. Write new words on small pieces of paper and place them where you will see them often on your mirror, fridge, or door. Every time you see the note, say the word. For example, if you learn mirror, stick a note on your mirror. This daily exposure helps you memorize words easily without extra effort.
Yes, and if you like games, try word puzzles or crosswords. Playing with words makes learning fun and keeps your brain active. Even simple games like matching words with pictures can help. The more you enjoy the process, the more you will remember. When learning feels like a game, you won't even realize you are studying.
That's true. Another fun way to learn is by using social media. Follow pages or accounts that share simple English words and phrases. Read their posts and try using the new words in your own comments or messages. Since most people check social media every day, this is an easy way to see and practice English without extra effort.
A great way to memorize new words is to use them in daily questions. For example, if you learn the word weather, ask yourself, "How is the weather today?" Then try to answer. The weather is sunny. When you ask and answer questions using new words, they become part of your thinking. This helps you remember them naturally without needing to study too hard.
That's a smart technique. Another easy trick is to read out loud. When you read a book, article, or even a social media post in English, say the words instead of just reading silently. This way, you see, hear, and say the words at the same time. It helps your brain create stronger connections, making it easier to remember new vocabulary.
Yes, and another useful method is to practice with a timer. Set a timer for 1 minute and try to say as many sentences as you can using a new word. For example, if the word is happy, say, "I am happy, she looks happy, this is a happy song." This quick practice forces your brain to use the word actively, helping you memorize it faster.
That's a great idea. Another fun way is to create a personal word journal. Write down new words you learn, along with their meanings and example sentences. You can also draw small pictures or use colors to make it more visual. Reviewing your word journal daily will help reinforce the words in your memory, making learning more effective.
Another great way to remember words is to connect them with your daily routine. If you learn breakfast, say, I am eating breakfast every morning. If you learn shoes, think, I am putting on my shoes. When you use words in real-life situations, your brain connects them to actions, making them easier to remember. The more you do this, the more natural new words will feel.
That's a smart technique. Another fun idea is to make voice recordings. Say a few sentences using new words and listen to them later. Hearing yourself speak helps reinforce memory. For example, if you learn busy, record yourself saying, Today, I am very busy. When you listen to it later, the word will stick in your mind and you'll feel more confident using it.
Yes, and another simple way is to describe what you see around you. If you are in a park, say, the trees are green, the sky is blue, or the bench is wooden. If you do this every day, even for a few minutes, you will start thinking in English. This helps you remember words faster and makes speaking easier over time.
That's a great idea. Another trick is to set small challenges for yourself. Pick 5 new words and try to use them all in one day. For example, if your words are cold, friend, walk, delicious, and big, try making sentences with them throughout the day. When you actively use words, your brain remembers them much better.
Another great way to remember words is to connect them with your daily routine. If you learn breakfast, say, I am eating breakfast every morning. If you learn shoes, think, I am putting on my shoes. When you use words in real-life situations, your brain connects them to actions, making them easier to remember. The more you do this, the more natural new words will feel.
That's a smart technique. Another fun idea is to make voice recordings. Say a few sentences using new words and listen to them later. Hearing yourself speak helps reinforce memory. For example, if you learn busy, record yourself saying, Today, I am very busy. When you listen to it later, the word will stick in your mind and you'll feel more confident using it.
Yes, and another simple way is to describe what you see around you. If you are in a park, say, the trees are green, the sky is blue, or the bench is wooden. If you do this every day, even for a few minutes, you will start thinking in English. This helps you remember words faster and makes speaking easier over time.
That's a great idea. Another trick is to set small challenges for yourself. Pick 5 new words and try to use them all in one day. For example, if your words are cold, friend, walk, delicious, and big, try making sentences with them throughout the day. When you actively use words, your brain remembers them much better.
Yes, that is right.
Another useful method is writing short stories with new words. If you learn rain, umbrella, and street, write a simple story like, It is raining. I take my umbrella and walk on the street. It doesn't have to be perfect, just something to help you remember.
That's a great strategy. You can also label things in your house. If you are learning mirror, window, and door, put small notes on them. Every time you see the label, you will remember the word without much effort.
Yes, and if you enjoy music, try listening to songs with lyrics in English. Pick out new words, write them down, and try to use them in sentences. Songs make learning more fun, and music helps your brain remember better.
That's true. Another simple way is to repeat new words several times throughout the day. If you learn happy, say, I feel happy in the morning. This food makes me happy at lunch, and I am happy to relax in the evening. Repeating words in different situations makes them stick.
Using pictures is another great way to learn new words. If you are learning mountain, river, and bridge, look at pictures of them and say the words out loud. Your brain remembers words better when they are connected to images.
That's a smart idea. You can also teach new words to someone else. When you explain words to a friend or even talk to yourself in English, you remember them better because you are using them actively.
Yes, and don't forget about flashcards. Write a word on one side and its meaning or a picture on the other. Test yourself every day. It's a simple but powerful way to remember words.
Another tip is to use words in conversations. If you are learning delicious, try saying, "This cake is delicious." When you eat, the more you use a word, the more natural it becomes.
One of the best ways to remember words is to use them in real conversations. Even if you don't have someone to talk to, you can still practice by talking to yourself. Imagine you're ordering food at a restaurant. Say, "I would like a sandwich and a glass of water, please." If you do this every day, words will feel more natural when you actually need them.
That's a great idea. You can also join online language groups. There are many websites and apps where you can chat with other learners or native speakers. When you use words in a real conversation, your brain works harder to remember them.
Yes, and another way to make words stick is by using them in different forms. Let's say you learn run. You can make different sentences like, "I run every morning," "She is running now," or "He ran yesterday." This helps you understand how to use the word correctly in different situations.
That's so important. Another method is watching English movies or TV shows with subtitles. Listen carefully to how words are used in real conversations. When you hear a new word, pause the video, write it down, and try to use it later. This way, you learn not just the word but also how native speakers say it.
Exactly. And if you love reading, books can be a great help. Start with simple books or short stories. If you see a new word, try to guess its meaning from the sentence. Then, check the dictionary and write down the word. The more you see a word in context, the easier it is to remember.
Yes, you can also make a word journal. Write down new words with their meanings and example sentences. Then, review them every few days. If you keep using and reviewing words, they will become part of your long-term memory.
That's a smart habit. And don't forget to practice writing. Try keeping a short daily journal in English. Write about your day, your thoughts, or what you did. Even if you only write a few sentences, you are actively using words, and that helps you remember them better.
That's a fantastic idea. Writing makes you think about words and how to use them. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. There are so many ways to remember words, and when you use different methods, learning gets even better.
A great way to make words stick is to create mind maps. Write a word in the center of a page, then draw lines connecting it to related words. For example, if your word is food, you can connect it to fruit, vegetables, snack, and meal. Seeing words linked together helps your brain remember them better.
That's a great technique. Another way is to use gestures while speaking. If you learn the word jump, actually jump when you say it. If you learn smile, smile as you say it. Connecting words to actions makes them easier to remember because your body and mind work together.
That's true, and playing word games can also help. Try crossword puzzles, word searches, or apps that test your vocabulary. Learning through games is fun, and when you enjoy something, you remember it more easily.
Yes, another simple trick is writing new words on sticky notes and placing them where you will see them often. If you are learning mirror, put a note on your mirror. If you are learning door, place one on your door. Every time you see the word, you remember it without even trying.
Another useful way to remember words is to learn them in short phrases instead of alone. For example, instead of just learning happy, learn "I feel happy today." Instead of book, learn "I am reading a book." When you learn words and phrases, it's easier to use them naturally in conversations.
That's a great idea. And to make learning even easier, try using pictures. If you are learning the word apple, look at a picture of an apple while saying the word. Your brain remembers images faster than words, so connecting them helps you recall new vocabulary quickly.
Yes, and singing songs in English can also help. Choose simple songs with clear lyrics and sing along. This way, you hear new words in a fun way, and the rhythm of the music makes it easier to remember them.
That's a fun method. Another tip is to repeat words out loud several times. If you learn important, say it 3 times. Important, important, important. Speaking words aloud helps your brain store them in memory more strongly.
A fun way to remember words is by creating short stories using new vocabulary. If you learn dog, park, and run, you can make a simple story. The dog runs in the park. Making stories helps you connect words in a meaningful way, making them easier to remember.
That's a great method. Another idea is to use rhyming words. If you learn cat, think of words that sound similar, like hat and butt. Rhyming helps your brain link words together, making them easier to recall later.
That's smart, and if you want to practice even more, try writing social media posts in English. You can write short captions about your day or share thoughts using the words you've learned. The more you use the words, the better you remember them.
Yes, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes help you learn. If you forget a word, look it up, say it out loud, and try again. The more you practice, the more confident you will become in using new words.
One way to make words stick is by connecting them to emotions. If you learn the word excited, think of a time when you felt excited, like on your birthday. When words have personal meaning, they become easier to remember.
That's a great technique. Another simple way is to ask yourself questions using new words. If you learn weather, ask, "How is the weather today?" Then answer in English. This helps you think in English and use words naturally.
Yes, and practicing with a language partner is also helpful. Find someone who is learning English too and have short conversations. Even simple exchanges like, "What did you do today?" help you remember and use words more easily.
That's true. And if you don't have a partner, you can still practice by writing daily reflections. Write 1 or 2 sentences about your day using new words. This makes learning active and helps words stay in your memory longer.
A great way to practice new words is by using them in different tenses. If you learn eat, try saying, "I eat breakfast," "I ate breakfast," and "I will eat breakfast." This helps you remember words in different situations, making them more useful in conversations.
That's a great idea. Another trick is to write short messages to yourself. If you learn appointment, write a reminder like doctor's appointment at 3 p.m. Seeing words in real-life situations helps them stay in your mind.
Yes, and if you want to challenge yourself, try explaining words in English instead of translating them. For example, if you learn comfortable, describe it as something that feels nice and relaxing. This helps you think in English and remember words more naturally.
That's a smart method, and another easy way is to repeat words before sleeping. If you review a few words at night, your brain processes them while you sleep, making it easier to recall them the next day.
A fun way to test your memory is by playing a guessing game with words. Choose a word, describe it without saying the word, and try to remember it. For example, if your word is elephant, you can say, "It is big, gray, and has a trunk." This makes learning more interactive.
That sounds fun. Another technique is to group words by categories. If you learn apple, banana, and grape, put them in a fruits group. Grouping words helps your brain organize them, making it easier to remember many words at once.
That's a smart method, and practicing with flashcards is also very effective. Write the word on one side and the meaning or a picture on the other. Go through the cards every day, and soon you'll remember words without even thinking.
Yes, and you can take it one step further by creating example sentences for each word. Instead of just learning fast, write, "The car is fast." Using words in sentences makes them more useful and easier to recall in real conversations.
A great way to remember words is by associating them with something personal. For example, if you learn the word dog, think of your own dog or a dog you've seen before. This personal connection makes the word easier to remember.
That's a clever trick. Another method is to read books or articles in English and underline new words. When you see words in context, it helps you understand how they're used and makes them easier to remember.
Exactly. And if you want to remember words even faster, try learning them in pairs. For example, if you learn strong, also learn weak. Seeing the opposites together helps you remember both words at once.
That's a great idea, and you can also learn words related to your hobbies. If you enjoy cooking, learn food-related words. If you like sports, learn words about your favorite game. Using words that interest you makes learning more fun and natural.
A fun way to remember words is by using them in different contexts. For example, if you learn the word delicious, use it when talking about food, but also try using it when describing a fun experience or something that feels great. This helps expand your vocabulary and makes the word more memorable.
That's a great method. Another idea is to practice word association. When you learn a new word, think of something similar. If you learn happy, associate it with joy or excited. These connections help strengthen your memory of the word.
Yes, and using new words in storytelling is also a powerful technique. Try telling a simple story using words you've just learned. The more creative you are, the easier it will be to remember those words.
Exactly. Another helpful trick is to make a vocabulary journal. Every time you learn a new word, write it down along with its meaning and an example sentence. Looking back at your journal regularly reinforces your memory and helps you keep track of progress.
A fun way to remember words is by using them in games. You can create your own word search or crossword puzzle with new words. When you engage with words through games, you make learning more enjoyable and memorable.
That's a great suggestion. Another technique is to teach new words to someone else. When you explain a word to someone, it forces you to recall the meaning and use it in a sentence, which helps reinforce your memory.
Exactly. And you can also try practicing words with real-world situations. For instance, when you're shopping, say out loud the names of items in English, like milk, bread, or apple. This helps reinforce the words in real-life contexts.
Yes, and lastly, always remember that learning new words takes time, so be patient with yourself. The more you practice, the better you'll get at remembering words and using them in conversations. Thank you so much for joining us into today's podcast. Till next time, have a good day.